Hello friends, welcome you all to another video, and today we are going to start with the paper number 5, and we are going to see the last chapter of unit number 2, that is the functions of literature. And there are three functions of literature. One is the aesthetic function of literature, second one is the moral, and third one is the cognitive function of literature. So one by one we are going to deal with the functions of literature. So let's start with the definition of literature. So as you know that literature is what? Actually, literature is a reflection of the society, or one can say that literature helps mirror to society. Okay, reflection, mirror, or we can say it is just a imitation of reality, or imitation of human nature, or we can say it is a representation of we people, human being, their emotions and all the things. Okay, so these are the just normal. I have given you the definition, what kind of a definition literature should have. So it was just I have made it, but John Dryden has given us a very apt and very clear definition, and through this definition we also came to know about the aesthetic uh, aesthetic function of literature. So let's I'm going to read out it. You also read it because it is a you can see on your screen, that is the John Dryden has defined literature as, okay, actually he wanted to define a play. So he has written one book, a dramatic poesy, and in that dramatic poesy actually he has written this in a dramatic form, or we can say dialogic form, and there are four characters. So one character is talking about the ancient literature, the literature of the older ones. The second character is talking about that how Elizabethan literature is greater than the ancient literature or the older literature. And there was the third character who is saying that no, it was the French literature which is better than all the ancient literature, all the English Elizabethan literature. But it was a Ninda, or we can say Dryden himself. He said that no, it is contemporary literature, that is the literature of restoration period is greater than all the literature. So that was actually the form of the dramatic poesy, and that was the greatest contribution John Dryden has given to us, and therefore he is called as a father of literary criticism. So in that book actually he wanted to talk about the play, and he tried to define play, but as his definition of play is also applicable to literature, so therefore I have included his definition here, and now I'm going to read it. So what Dryden is saying? Dryden is saying literature or play is a just and lively image of human nature. Read it very carefully, my friends. A just and lively image of human nature, representing its passions and humors and changes of fortunes to which it is subject, for delight and instruction to mankind. So that is a very nice definition. Here we can see that. So here we can say in the second paragraph of these um, notes, you can see that the image of human nature is similar to the truth of human nature. So image of human nature and the truth of human nature is actually equal according to John Dryden. So this image is not only just, okay, so are you getting what is the image and what is the truth of human nature? Okay, so image means what? Actually, as we have, you know that in the imagery, I have told you that what is uh, the image which is made by words. So it is the image which is made by the words. Poet is not a painter, so he doesn't have a color and pencil and brush and white paper, so he can draw an image of human nature. So actually a poet actually collects some words, and through that words he create image. For example, I'll give you example that the eyes of a heroine is like a sea or ocean, or we can say that the full face of a heroine, actually it is one part of a piece of moon which fallen on the earth, and through that piece of moon her face was made. So now what I have done, I have just used some words, and with the help of words, I have created an image, and I have said that the heroine's face is beautiful as moon is beautiful. Okay, so as moon is bright, as moon is pretty, as moon is adorable, the heroine is also adorable. So here I have used simile to make an image. Okay, so already you know what is the simile. So likewise, a poet or a literary author, he just take the image of human nature, and that nature is similar with the truth of human nature, because what we feel, okay, what is our truth? As a human being, we have a emotions, we have a events, we have a family, we have a society, we have a nation, we have a politics, we have a religion, we have a mythology, we have a everything. So all these are the truth of us. Okay, so we are living in this kind of a truth, and therefore when a poet or when a dramatist or when a writer draw image of human nature through words, that image is equivalent to the truth of human nature. Okay, so that is our nature, that we fall in love, we get angry, we get hungry, we get thirsty. Okay, so what we are doing, what is the reality of us, that reflected through that image which was made by a poet or dramatist or writer. So actually he is also human being, and he also have a similar truth or emotions and all the things which we have. So therefore it is that lively image. Okay, it is not only just, but it is a lively image of human nature. Okay, so the image is not only just, but it must also be lively, it should be lively. Otherwise just an image, that if I'm saying that she looks like her mother, or if I say that he plays cricket like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and if I'm just making that kind of image, okay, it is just an image, it is not a lively actually. So how I should make it lively? So I can say that she is so pretty, she looks like her mother, and how she is pretty and how her mother is also pretty. If I'm making more lively image of that, then and then only it becomes a just image. Okay, okay, so it becomes the lively image. Okay, so if I'm just saying that the moon is there, or and the night is there and moon comes on night, that is nothing. If I say like that, oh moon of the traveler of the night, please listen to me. I have something to share with you. What is my fault? Please tell me. Okay, so what I'm doing here? Actually, I'm making moon as a personification. I'm making that moon is actually there. Actually, he is human being. Actually, he knows everything. Actually, he understands my language. And actually, I'm making him as my judge, because I just wanted to ask him that what is my fault? Oh moon, please come and please tell me that what is my fault. Okay. So here, if I'm making this image that I'm talking with the moon, and moon is my judge, and moon is going to tell me that what and where I did wrong, so that is the lively image. I hope that you are getting what I'm talking. So one can be obtain a just and lively image of human nature by representing its passions and humor. That is very important line. Okay, a just and lively image of human nature representing its passions and humor. So which are the passions? So passion means the emotions. Passion means feelings. So these feelings, these passions are very important, because without this feeling, without the passions, a human being is not a human being. Because we are human being, we feel. Okay, we also understood the passions, we also have a desire. Okay, so all these things we should, a poet should, or a dramatist or writer should represent that, and then only it becomes just and lively. If there is no emotions, if there is no feelings, then the image of that particular man or particular character will not be a just and lively. So that is very important. Second one is humors, because everybody have a beat, everybody have a beat. We know the chata beat means, so everybody have a beat, everybody have a humor. So we, when there is a comic scene, when there is a comedy, we just laugh. If somebody makes a joke, or somebody makes a fun, and somebody makes a pun of words, so we laugh because of it is a humor. Everybody possesses the humor, and if writer, dramatist, or poet represent that humor, including the emotions and feelings, and that is the passions of human being, then and then only the image of human nature become just and lively. So that is a very important thing. I think you are getting what actually the John Dryden has to try to make clear about through the definition, and we are getting only the first part of this definition. So further he said that, and making changes, okay, and changes of fortune to which it's subject. So, and by making changes in the fortunes to which men are subject. Okay, forget example. Example is that in the beginning of Hamlet, okay, we are going to start Hamlet very soon. So in the beginning of Hamlet, Hamlet was a prince, and he actually loves Ophelia. Okay, he held a very strong and very that popular famous image, famous status in this play, but slowly he just lost it, and then he pretend to be mad, and he becomes mad, and his status, there is no status, and that what will happen in the end. I'm not going to tell you because I'm not supposed to tell you, otherwise you will lost the interest in Hamlet. So, and again you can see that here is I have given you the examples of Hamlet. In the play, Hamlet's father was dead. In the very beginning of the first scene, we can see the ghost of Hamlet's father, that is the old Hamlet, and it was Horatio, who is a friend of Hamlet, who recognized that ghost. That ghost is of Hamlet's father, that is old father, the King Hamlet. And if he has not been murdered, not been killed by his uncle, Hamlet would never have been driven to exhibit the true image of his nature. So, in that play, he actually gave the true image of his nature, because actually he was very hesitant. Hesitancy is his tragic flaw, or we can say hamartia. It is a term applied by Aristotle. So it may be the hamartia, that tragic fall, and that there is a very famous soliloquy of Hamlet, that is to be or not to be? That is the question. So that is a very famous soliloquy he uttered in Act 3, when there was a play within play happened, and when he came to know about the guilt of his uncle by of killing his brother, that is his father. So that thing, when he came to know, then and then only Hamlet understand his true image of his nature. Okay, so I hope that you also understood the second part of this definition and changes of fortune to which it is subject. And the last part of this definition is very important, because that is related with the functions of literature. And what is that? For delight and instruction to mankind. So to delight and to instruction, these are the functions of literature. These are the aesthetic function of literature. So here we can say, you can read out the this part of the notes. I'm just darkening it, and you can see here the concluding part of this definition. Okay, that is very important part. The concluding part of his definition is a prime aim of main function of literature. So what is the main function of literature? Is to delight and to instruction to mankind. That is very important. So the delight, where the delight will comes. Okay, so delight will comes from the liveliness. That is very important. The delight comes from the liveliness which human nature is represented. If there is no lively image, then how, suppose if I am a writer and I have written one play, or I have written one poem, and if I have not represented the just and lively image of human nature, the character which are in my play or which are in my poem, and if I ask you to read it, and when you are reading it, you will not get delight, you will not get the pleasure, because there is no lively image, there is no just image, so you will get not a pleasure, and because of the you will not please, how you are going to uh, enjoy that. Okay, so that is very important. So delight comes from the liveliness which human nature is represented, and the second one is, and from the pleasure which comes from recognizing. It is very important. kindly keep in your concentration because I'm going to ask you questions in your quiz assignment through these paragraphs about these thing. So it is very important. Just see, and from the pleasure which comes from recognizing in functional characters fundamental psychological truth. So these are the fundamental psychological truth, and that are very important. Well, the instruction is not moral instruction. Okay, don't confuse that to give instruction is a moral instruction. It is not a moral instruction, but instruction in the facts of human nature. So what is human nature? What should be human nature? How human being should live his life? How human being should lead his life? How he should live in a society? How he should maintain his relationship with all his relatives, his friends, his family members, with the society, okay, with his neighbors. So these are the human nature. Actually, these are the instruction and these are the facts about the human nature. So here we can say that Dryden traces that one feels the emotions when the literature represent the life of people who belong to the higher line, that is the example priest, princess and king, etc. So how it is, I'm going to tell you in the next lecture because already we have passed 15 minutes of this lecture. So here I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop here, and we are going to see it in the next week, and I will explain you that how Dryden is saying that that how when we can get such kind of emotions only we saw the higher rank people. So thank you very much, my friends. Thank you.